Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining us here on Horizon. Well, when lawmakers return to the state capitol this first full week in February, they will start the second session of the 54th legislature. All the same members as last year and many of the same issues on the table. But for the first time since 2011, revenue growth is down. And did I mention it's an election year? Just a couple of the issues that will make 23rd and Lincoln as interesting as always.
Well, the yellow barriers are still up at the state capitol. That's because infrastructure improvements approved last year came to a screeching halt when the state Supreme Court struck down the measure that would have funded them. Something about violating the Constitution by combining two unrelated items, the much-needed repairs at the state capitol with a cut in the state income tax, into a single bill.
And while there are still some places here in the Capitol you may want to wear a hard hat, the Supreme Court justices may have done lawmakers a real favor. Revenue collections are down this year. So state lawmakers will have about $170 million less to work with this session. And if last year's tax cut would have remained in place, that funding gap lawmakers now face would have been about $100 million more.
And such a financial squeeze would have cast even more dark clouds over the state capitol, further limiting what lawmakers can address this session.
Well, state workers have gone without pay raises for going on 8 years now. And when you consider that on average, state workers make about 20% less than those in comparable positions in the private sector, state lawmakers know that such pay discrepancies hurt not just employee morale, but also worker quality.
Just like in any private sector job, what you get, what you pay for is what you get. And right now, we are not doing a good job of retaining employees, and we're not doing a good job of hiring the best and the brightest. And what we've got to do is look at, can we maybe even do this with a smaller workforce? But we've got to have an up-to-date compensation system.
Lawmakers like Representative Leslie Osborne are expected to look at both compensation and benefits this session. But if you're a state worker, don't count on getting a bigger check anytime soon. And that's because costs just continue to rise in some key areas. Department of Corrections officials say they will need more than $500 million this year alone to address prison overcrowding and understaffing. Two areas that lawmakers like Senator Rob Standridge say we can no longer ignore.
Isn't legal. The solutions aren't simple, and we heard that throughout testimony, that these lives are complex just like everyone else's. The addictions are complex, where they came from, where they're leading. So I think what we want is really a holistic approach from a state level.
Having resisted efforts to use more alternative sentencing for offenders with lesser crimes, lawmakers now face a dilemma. Paying more and more for incarceration means having less and less flexibility to do what many campaigned on: cutting taxes. But that hasn't stopped a group of Republican lawmakers from the Oklahoma House and State Senate from offering legislation that will lower Oklahoma's individual income tax rate to 4% within 4 years. House Bill 3291 and Senate Bill 1849 would each lower the state's individual income tax rate by 0.5 point to 4.75% come next January. It would then tick down another 0.25 percentage point for the following 3 years, winding up at 4%. Also up for debate this session is a proposal to make permanent a tax break set to expire next year. Currently, the energy industry receives a 6% reduction in its gross production taxes whenever it uses horizontal oil and gas drilling. Now, put in place in the 1990s, when such practices were experimental and very costly, horizontal drilling is now industry standard and much less risky. And while Governor Fallin has made no indication of whether she will support either proposal, she has said she plans to propose her own tax reduction plan. Now, altogether, members of the Oklahoma House and Senate have filed more than 2,400 bills and resolutions to consider in the 2013 legislature.
Now, when Republicans took control of both legislative chambers and the governor's office in 2010, many in that party campaigned on the belief they could get more done because, from a policy perspective, they were from similar mindsets. But as one former Democratic leader told me, there's plenty to disagree on, even if you're in the same party. When we return, we continue our legislative preview with a look at education.